You are the only thing that is standing in the way of the single most radical, extreme socialist agenda and what would be an administration in American history. Joe Biden may be at the top of the Democratic ticket, but let's be honest here. He's not exactly steering the ship. He is weak. He is frail. He is cognitively struggling. He can barely get his words together. He seems totally, at times, completely out of it, like a corpse that's being manipulated by the radical socialists that are in charge. And there's Geriatric Joe along for the ride. In fact, today was a big day for Joe Biden. This morning, he was driven to a local polling site near his home in Wilmington, Delaware, where he voted early, delivered a couple of remarks, and spent the rest of the afternoon hiding again in his basement bunker, resting comfortably. Here we are, 6 days until an all-important presidential election. Joe Biden took the day off again. He's not holding rallies. He's not visiting battleground states. You know, Barack Obama's doing more campaigning for Joe Biden than Joe Biden's doing for Joe Biden. Instead, you got Kamala Harris. She was out on the campaign trail, rarely for her, too. And today, while he was taking his nap time in Delaware, she was in the state of Arizona hosting a few events with tiny little baby crowds. Very few people. At this point, even Joe Biden himself is stating the obvious. Take a look.
My name's Joe Biden. I'm Jill Biden's husband, and I am Kamala's running mate. You all think I'm kidding, don't you?
Now, when they tell you who they are, believe them. Senator Harris is clearly in charge. Her record is to the left of Bolshevik Bernie Sanders. And according to the nonpartisan study, she was ranked the most liberal senator in 2019. That's right, to the left of Bernie, a devout socialist. She co-sponsored the Green New Deal. She also called for a ban on fracking and fossil fuels. She wants to put a ban on plastic straws. She would like to limit the amount of red meat that Americans are allowed to consume. And she is in favor of Medicare for all. She co-sponsored that, including taxpayer-funded health insurance for illegal immigrants. And, by the way, she is against private health insurance plans. She supports, of course, packing the court. She promised to confiscate guns via executive order, usurping the power of the legislative branch of government. These are radical beliefs out of the mainstream, but that is your new Democratic Socialist Party. And pay attention, because if some of the polls are right, most people don't think Joe Biden can even finish a first term. Watch Kamala Harris more carefully. For example, Joe Biden's own website praises the Green New Deal as the crucial framework for battling climate change. Yesterday, Biden's own climate czar, Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, had this to say about the increasingly radical Democratic Party. Take a look.
Despite millions, if not billions of dollars of fossil fuel money and lobbying and media campaigns to smear the Green New Deal, a majority of people still believe in this country that a Green New Deal is the right way forward.
Now, the main goal of the Green New Deal is to put the oil and the gas industry, energy industry, out of business. That means millions and millions of high-paying career jobs in the energy sector will be eliminated. Our economy will be devastated, especially in places like Pennsylvania and Ohio and New Mexico, Oklahoma, Texas, and, of course, to accomplish this radical agenda, Democrats could need to seize control of the U.S. Supreme Court. And during the Democratic primary, even Kamala Harris said that the Democrats should be willing to pack the courts. That would be the biggest power grab in 150 years in this country. Multiple high-profile Democrats are all threatening to do that. It's on the table, including Rahm Deadfish Emanuel. Take a look.
Minority Leader Schumer is saying Republicans will regret her confirmation. Do you think they will?
Yes. Well, let me say, yes, I do think the Republicans will regret not only what they did here, but what they did in Merrick Garland at the end of 2016. They've twice now bent the rules and cracked them and broken them to basically seize power in the Supreme Court and politicize the Supreme Court.
And he's lying as usual because 29 times in history during election years, well, 29 presidents all made a nomination to the Supreme Court. And by the way, it's not just Rahm alone. Following the confirmation of Justice Amy Coney Barrett, by the way, you'd be hard-pressed to find any Democrat who isn't threatening to pack the courts. Take a look.
And the next time the American people give Democrats a majority in this chamber, you will have forfeited the right to tell us how to run that majority. My colleagues may regret this for a lot longer than they think.
How do we rebalance our courts? Yes, the 2 Supreme Court cases that have been stolen, where these processes that are just wildly hypocritical have been used to jam through partisan nominees. But we got to look at our federal courts as a whole, Rachel.
Should we expand the court? Well, let's take a look and see.
Right.
But not, and that relates to the 9 district courts. Maybe we need more district courts as well.
This election matters. Believe them, Democrats will pack the courts so their radical agenda will be left totally and completely unchecked. There will be nothing to stop them from stripping away your rights and nationalizing major sectors of the economy, confiscating private property, eliminating the Second Amendment. And of course, Joe and Kamala, if they get their way, there will be immediate amnesty for millions, maybe up to 15 million illegal immigrants. And you, the American people, they're telling you this, will be forced to pay for the health insurance and other government benefits for anybody that crosses our borders illegally. All right, here with more